What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we investigated the room of the kidnappers. We found 3 coffee cups, 3 chairs. We also found the costume of a bad badger with the gun torn out of his hand. And then Gumshoe came and screamed that they found the costume of the blue badger. We came and saw it, and we found another piece of the pendant that has a name engraved on it named Lauren. I'm sorry for that. I felt like that was a really long-winded recap, but that's what happened last time. Aha! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. Lolly, I can't believe you're one of the kidnappers. Lance! You're kidding. Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers? Yes. It was me. So, Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady. Yeah, call it a wrap. Let's go eat. Again, Mr. Prosecutor, what is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who are you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So, Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Right, Professor? Right, Prosecutor? Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? I can't believe it. Thanks for the confession. Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Ugh. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops. Yes. I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. What are you holding there? Oh, scissors. It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Why would she cut her hair? Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? You protecting somebody? Oh yes, she is. She's protecting Amano, I bet. I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as the losing mutt. All right, you heard me. Let's hear about all the evil deeds you committed today. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that he could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. There. Are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes. A second time, At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Except we learned a couple episodes ago, that she is the daughter. We just need to find a way to present it. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth? Yeah. If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. What? The attack part? Sure. That's probably it, but we gotta press everything. Hold it! Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. How well did you know the victim? I've spoken with him only a few times at Lance's house. A few times? That's it? Yeah. If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other. But if you hardly ever talked, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan? That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning. Which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena? Oh, she's talking! Yes. However, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. I wish I could do a really rough... Like, do you guys know... Oh god, what was the character's name? From, that cartoon series on Adult Swim. Dr. Girlfriend? Dr. Girlfriend? That sounds right. Whatever it is, just like a... I got really distracted there. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself. Ha! I bet he didn't see that one coming. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. I don't even want to... I'll press it. Just for the sake of, being thorough. Hold it. But of course he would. You knew? How did you know something like that? Oh, no. What should I do? Kay, what's wrong with her now? Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why. Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? No, stop it, Lauren. You're always like this. You always fall for the stern-looking one. That's why you'll always be unhappy. Oh. Well, it is Edgeworth. You can't hold it against him. He does attract the ladies. Maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare. Mind your own business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony. I guess if I walked around just arms crossed or wagging my finger, only two things I ever did, I can get some strange looks. Of course. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back. Yes, we know this is true, too. Why'd you believe that? Anyone who knows Mr. Amano would think the same. I bet Lance is that old man's greatest treasure. I suppose he would be to a doting father like Mr. Amano. I always figured that was it, too. And I was always envious of Lance Fort. Oh, because your dad's... I got this pendant from my father. And I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday. He'll welcome me into his arms, riding on the back of a Pegasus. She must truly believe it to be the wings of a Pegasus. Well, it is. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money... Hold it! Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself? Well, first we captured Lance. Oh, how'd you do that? Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know. Bah! Humbug, and here I thought you knew how to steal people away. I shudder to think what she would do with such knowledge. Sorry, I really don't know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but... Let's see, Mr. Deacon turned on me. Why do you think he did? I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss P. Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning? Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes! I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely. I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you. Why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money. Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you? You really are stupid! Stupid! What do you mean? You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops. It's the horse! The horse! Oop, the horse! Take that! Yes. Why are you showing this to me? So what about that pendant? This horse pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows you who you really are. The wings! Take that! These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree? You're right. They're the same color and they're even made of the same material. I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Shall we give it a try? I hope it doesn't fit. Wow, it's totally Pegasus. But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's? You're a stupid, stupid idiot. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be. No, that can't be! So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. Oh, Lang, my sweet naive child. Very well, I'll show you with this evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant. The paper about his daughter that he wrote. That's right. Right. This one.
Take that.
Wait. I got it wrong? Oh no. Hold your horses. I believe there might exist a piece of evidence that can better explain the meaning. You believe there might? If you have it, why are you playing coy? Damn it. I thought that was it. Hold on a minute. Let's look at this one then, his dossier. Whereabouts unknown, stole a gun from a guard. I guess this is the next best one I can try. Should we go for it? Let's go for it.
Take that.
I thought my evidence was better, but okay. Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, the name that is etched on the horse pendant. What? An alias? I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written in Mr. Deveray's dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. This specific section is what reveals the true meaning. Really? You want me to point out? Okay. It's the daughter. There it is.
Take that.
Mr. Deveray had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. That's a lie. That person was not my father. He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to securely watch over you. Yeah, how do you feel about that, huh? Feel good? Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? And what is so funny, Agent Lang? You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? What you trying to say? Huh? What are you insinuating, huh? Your thinking is much too innocent. My thinking? After all, I've thought of another possibility. Is that so? Let's hear it. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? So this is his version of how things might have been. Pretty grim. You don't have any proof that either one didn't know of their true relationship, right? You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter? That's right, as one really rotten family. Is that really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence. I'll just press first. I don't really know what evidence I'd want to use at any statement, so. Grant you that the two of them are father and daughter, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Precisely. And what father would ever willingly kill his own daughter? I've seen a lot of things in my travels, and I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? You think they knew? Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend they didn't. Because he was on the lam? You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore, It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano.
Hold it!
One is a butler and one is a friend of the sun, you mean? They probably thought that was their best shot. Is that what you honestly believe? Of course. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping.
Hold it!
You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were, in fact, family. From the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced those roles well. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable? Blah, blah, blah.
Hold it!
Gotta give me something to go on. I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence. Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary. Without evidence to counter him, we're stuck at a draw. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one. You'd better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking real bad. I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Did the two of them really knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter? What do we have to present? Gotta start looking at everything we have. Let's see. Maybe if I look at the love letter, that's gotta be it. Letter for Lance Amano. No, this isn't it. Viola? We don't even know who that is yet. No. What could it be? Dossier again? Whereabouts unknown after his escape. Stole a gun from a guard. He has yet to show up? No. Maybe? I think that might be it. Hold on. Hold on. Let's find the right statement. They both knew that fact? Shoot. There's several I could try presenting it on. Maybe this one? Let me see. The dossier? Yeah, the dossier. No, crap, I got it wrong. What could it be? This is the real deal here. Your courtroom mannerisms are worthless at a crime scene. You dare to insult the courts? I don't know. Okay, yeah, you see, I had to look that one up because I literally had no idea where to go, what to present next. And it's a good thing I did because I never would have thought to present that. It makes sense if you think about it because you're kind of going with the angle that there were more than two kidnappers, but I wouldn't have thought to, I don't know. I was completely stuck. This kidnapping wasn't planned by just two people alone. And what kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3? 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. Go into the Wild Wild West. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who? Who is this mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. And it's this... Meekins. Sky, Waldbag. It's... I'm telling you, it's gotta be Lance.
Take that!
Like, there isn't really a basis, but that's, if I were to blame anyone, it'd be Lance. This abduction was, in fact, schemed up by Lance himself. I mean, he was in debt. And that's the next piece of proof we can show. The letter from the debt collectors. Recall what he said when we appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Ah, yes. About when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Oh, right, then the sword. The sword, he used the sword to lock it, right? Got it. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? No, I will not. Lance's testimony. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. So stay tuned for the next one. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye!